but maybe they're unwilling to express their emotion because they are trying to get acceptance.
Right, right.
You know, you got the classic example of the guy who he meets the girl and he says he really likes rock music, right?
Okay.
And she says, "Oh, what music do you like?" And she says, "I like the Spice Girls." And he goes, "Oh, I love the Spice Girls," because he's trying to.
He's trying to be, you know, patronize someone.
Yeah, and it's not authentic,
right.
You know.
As a dating expert, and I must admit, most of the time I mess up.
Yeah.
Doing this dating thing. What are the common mistakes that people do?
Okay.
When a male dates a female.
When a male dates a female.
It's very specific. When a male dates a female.
The biggest one is validation seeking.
Validation.
Yeah. Because a woman will only feel attraction to a man who already feels attraction for himself.
Okay.
And what I mean, not in a stuck-up way that he loves himself. If a man doesn't see himself as the best that she can get, how is she going to see himself right. as the best?
Right.
So validation, you really have to build a strong self-esteem, sense of security. You shouldn't need a compliment from a woman to feel good about yourself.
Okay, so you will have to do it on your own.
Yes.
It will have to start there, your confidence. And then?
The other one is body language. Many males present really bad body language.
Well, what is body language? What I should avoid? Okay,
what men do when they meet a girl in the club, they go up to her and they approach her front on, right? And for example, when you're sitting in a restaurant, when you're sitting front on, how does it feel? Is this a normal way of talking to a friend?
Yes, I guess.
It's a little bit awkward. So what we teach, if you look at how we're sitting in the interview, we're actually sitting side to side. And that's a more natural way of approaching things.
Right, so...
And another thing is leaning into a conversation. You know, there's someone who's relaxed and confident that they lean into the conversation. Would a king ever say, if they couldn't hear someone, would they go, "Oh, what did you say?" They'd say, "No, speak louder."
Right,
you know,
right.
Be comfortable in your own space. Use the space around you.
So what do? You lean or you...
Well, you should first, we call it locking in. Okay. So if I look in a bar, I can already tell who's sitting on who. Okay. If a person who's leaning back and the other person is leaning into them, the person leaning in is more into the conversation than the person leaning back.
Okay, so they are like withholding information of some sort.
Yeah.
If they are leaning back.
Absolutely. So if I meet a girl in a bar, I'll open the conversation, and then I'll say, "Hey, and I'll move to a place where I'm leaning against the bar and she's talking to me. So at least, even if that doesn't go well, that conversation, to the rest of the bar, to the girls who are watching, they can see her hitting on me, so it gives the male more.
Do women understand these gestures, body languages? Because I don't know, but I'm not aware that they can read things that I do.
Women are a lot more socially acute to and accustomed to reading body language. They're a lot more intelligent. With males, we're not so good at reading body language. A woman can tell by the way a man talks, how he uses his body language, how confident he is about himself. But a man doesn't necessarily naturally look for that.
Okay, how do you measure if your confidence is just enough or it's overconfidence?
Well, overconfidence isn't confidence.
Okay.
That's what I think. If you're overselling yourself, here's what most men do. They go into a bar and they'll try to sell themselves, and they'll say, "Okay, this is boring." Right? He's told, "Oh yeah, I drive this car, I have this house, I live in this place, I come from this family," and she says, "Who cares?" Right?
Right.
So you don't need to sell yourself. Actually, a confident person would just be interested to find out, as corny as it sounds, about her. Okay. And get her working for a compliment. Because what compliments do women get?
Right.
They get to a guy and the guy says, "Hi, you're very beautiful." She says, "Oh, that's great. I've heard that 100 times. Thanks." Next. Right?
Okay, I got that.
But what doesn't she ever get to? In my frame of mind, I say, well, beauty is very common, right? It's a very common thing. If I go out, especially working in the modeling industry or show business, there's beautiful people everywhere. So what's more important? What's more important is what you do with yourself, you know, the energy that you exceed. If I meet a girl and she actually has a really cool energy, I can say, "Wow, you have a cool energy." And she will love that a lot more than if I said you were beautiful.
Right. In a date, who is the person who is supposed to be talking more? Is it the male or the female?
Okay. A quote from Dale Carnegie.
Okay.
Right? Great conversationalists get the other person talking.
Okay.
you know, and get them invested. So the way not to do it is to just ask questions.
Right. So do they get turned off? Females get turned off when you are talking a lot as a male?
It depends. They're like men who are confident talking. But if they're just going to sit there the whole time, that wouldn't be good. If they're also going to get asked, it's going to be an interview on a date. You've heard the conversation.
Who's paying the bill?
The bill?
In the restaurant?
I'll be honest, I've never paid for a woman's meal until she's my girlfriend.
Really?
Well, the way I see it, if we're dating, right?
Right.
She's just a friend. Do I pay for my friends, my male friends' meals?
I don't know.
If I'm feeling very generous, yeah.
Right. Most of the time you don't.
Yeah, I'm not. I think most men do it, and the reason why it's like this, most men are in the frame of mind, I pay for a meal, I'm going to get something in return.
Okay.
They're not really giving.
So I don't have to pay for somebody else's unless that girl is so special to me. Or girlfriend or...
Unless she's really earned it. You know, not just for being beautiful, she gets a free meal.
I still have so many questions to ask you, but your book is about, in a sentence, your book on dating is about?
We teach everything from the cold approach, how to approach people, what to say, how to say it, and how to build confidence from the inside out.
Okay. Thank you so much. We are still going to go through some questions and answers. But when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, pag-uusapan po natin, dalawa na sila dito sa ating script. Pag-uusapan natin, paano ba ma-fall in love sa isang bagay? Ano yung mga bagay na kailangan nating malaman para tayo ay talagang ma-in love at hindi ma-fall out of love? Magbabalik po ang Payday Business.